Hey guys, I got something to say, and I don't really know how to say it properly. We hit 4 million subscribers, and we did it before Electro Boom! In your face, Mehdi! In your face! Feels good. I feel very humbled and very special and better than everyone else. No, but really, just thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for clicking subscribe. My dumb sense of humor and the things that I make and everything, the fact that so many people enjoy it, it's incredible. And it's very humbling. So, thank you. Thank you. So, that leads us to today's project. Basic concept of this piece is
a man, nay, a male figure, carved from a block of wood. On his knees, what does he feel? Is it anguish? Is it sadness?
regret?
We don't know. Then when finished, I will burn it with fire. Why? Because I like fire. Then springing forth from his back, glorious crystal wings, glowing from the light within. Why? Because it will look cool.
You see, I believe it is the responsibility of the artist to allow the viewer to project their own emotions onto the piece. The way the light will catch the tip of the clear wing, leading your eye down towards the burnt husk of a man, begging the question, is he being consumed by the darkness or breaking free from it? So, in order to make that a reality, we're gonna need some wood.
This wood, to be exact. Yes. It's beautiful. This stuff is called basswood.
Or lime wood if you're British, innit?
It's the same kind of wood I did many other carvings with. It's easy to carve, it's got a really tight, even grain, and it's pretty inexpensive stuff. I highly recommend it.
But before we glue up our bloke and start carving, we're gonna need some reference material. I need like a hyper-masculine, cut, in-shape, muscly dude to be my model, and naturally I thought I would make the perfect candidate. But then I remembered that I'm fat and flabby and have what's also known as an artist's body.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
So my second on the list was my good friend Mark Driggers, and we go way back. I mean, way back, since we were little awkward homeschoolers together. Well, Mark's all grown up, and he's kind of a badass. Anyways, I gave him a call. I was like, hey buddy, I know we haven't talked in a little bit, but you mind if I come over to your house and take pictures of you without your shirt on? And he was like, sure. And so I did. So what I did was I took a buttload of photos from multiple different angles and different poses because I hadn't quite narrowed down exactly what I wanted. And when I was finished, I got home and I still couldn't decide exactly what pose I wanted, so I asked my patrons which one they liked. Overwhelmingly, this was the one that was chosen because it's kind of hard to read. Did he just fall, or is he in the process of getting up? One arm under himself, like maybe he's pushing up, doing one-armed push-ups like I'm sure Mark does. Once decided, I went ahead and printed off a larger version, the size that I wanted the finished piece to be. And if you notice, I made sure it was a perfect side silhouette shot, because that's the important angle I need, and I'm gonna use that as my pattern to cut it out. But before we can cut it out, we need to make a bloke. And all that means is cutting up some of the basswood in lengths long enough to fit the design, then gluing them all together and letting that dry.
And once dry,
Slap on the carbon paper, tape it down, put the design on top, and then trace the outline, and there is your design, perfectly rendered. And now let's cut the design out on the bane saw. Carefully follow the carbon print all around, making sure to keep that outside piece of wood intact because I'm going to use it later. Once that was completely done and cleaned up, then we hot glue that part back on because it has the other part of the design on the other side. Once the hot glue is dry, we cut it out just like the first one. Once that's done, we just crack off all those pieces, revealing our blank. Okay. The profile has been cut out this direction and this direction. So as with any project, I don't know exactly the tools I'll be using until I get into it, but I do know I will be starting out with my angle grandeur and an assortment of attachments. Also, a buttload of you have been asking about my sunglasses. Well, I have an affiliate link down in the description. You should go check it out. And really all that's left to do is start carving. So let's do that.
Well, apparently I lied because this is the only one I ended up using. Also, it's freaking hot out here in the garage, so let's go to the shed and get into the AC. Hey, Nicole, will you give me a hand?
I've been wanting to do that for so long.
Thanks, honey. Oh, fudge. Oh, Nicole, your gentle touch never ceases to amaze. Okay, now, in order to carve this and make it look less like a, well, this derpy-looking derpazoid, I'll be using my rotary carver and a bunch of different structured tooth tungsten carbide cutter bits. You know, just gonna do a little bit of... Well, I'm going to have to carve his butt. So let's do that. Okay, this guy is almost done. You can see I've got all the basic shapes in. He's looking pretty cool, but you know, I don't think I'm gonna do actually any more carving to him because I want there to be that contrast between the intricate, detailed, beautiful wings and then him who's gonna have this charred, sort of unfinished exterior. Like I said, I want that contrast. So the next thing we need to do is burn him. Actually, before we do that, I think right now is a good time for a little
Deep Thoughts with Dukey.
Okay, I know I don't get super serious on my channel all the time, but there's something that's been sort of on my mind lately, and it's something I've been going through. Since everything that's been going on in the world and having to stay inside and work from home or go to school from home and, you know, not just be able to go live your life like normal, it's not been depressing, but it has been sort of zapping me of my motivation. And something that I've learned since I've started working for myself is that I have a real problem with self-discipline, like, you know, getting out of bed at a reasonable time and going to work at a reasonable time. And that's a huge part why I have such big gaps in between my videos. And one thing that has been sort of making me depressed is that I keep failing at these things over and over. So I've decided to change that, and I'm really trying to work on myself to make myself a better version of me. And the tool that I'm using right now that is helping by far more than anything else is audiobooks from Audible. And I know it's kind of a weird place to put the sponsorship, but it made sense. So today's video is sponsored by Audible, and I just really appreciate what they're doing. They make it affordable to be able to have this incredibly vast library of content, and it's super versatile, so you can utilize it any way you want. Most of the time when I'm listening to audiobooks, it's entertainment stuff. It's like, I love fiction, I love sci-fi and things like that. I also love information books, but now I'm using it literally to help myself and to work on myself, and it's such a great resource. So if you're interested in maybe looking into it and checking it out, go to audible.com/Bobby Duke, or you can text Bobby Duke to 500-500. By the way, check this out. Look at this crazy cool place that I'm sitting. I come down here to the creek and I chill out and I just, like, you know, think and meditate and everything. I figured it would be a cool place to bring you guys to just tell you about this. So the book that I'm listening to now, excuse the title, is Yourself by Gary John Bishop, and it is a really good book. Like, it helps me look at things in a new perspective, and I'm all about gaining knowledge. Like, I'm 38 and I still don't feel like an adult. You know, I don't adult very well, as you could probably guess by my videos. But anyways, like, hearing the wisdom and knowledge of other people that have gone through either similar things or just have figured out a way to cope and manage and improve themselves is super valuable. If you go to audible.com/Bobby Duke, you can get 1 free audiobook and 2 Audible originals right now just signing up. Then I encourage you, you don't have to choose that title. There's other ones like The Happiness Hypothesis. I haven't started it, but I've heard it's an amazing book. You know, anyone out there that's struggling like I am, I encourage you to don't give up, to keep trying to make yourself a better version of you. We should never settle on where we are right now. We should always keep striving to be better. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I love you guys. Please go check out Audible. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring the video. You know, you may be awesome, but you can always be awesome-er. All right, now let's get back to burning.
And thus concludes Deep Thoughts with Dukey.
Okay, like I said, we are going to burn this, but we're not going to burn it very deep. I just want to char the outside. And what I'm going to use to burn it is this. Yes. I bought this just for this project, and I'm really glad I needed to burn something because I've always kind of wanted one of these. This thing is basically the Boring Company, not a flamethrower, but without all of the stuff on the outside. So the way you light this thing is, you turn on the propane. Hear that sound? Open.
Are you out?
It's yes. What the heck? How did it...
Do we not have another one?
Okay, now we have a full canister. And you hear that? That's the smell of freedom. And this is how you light it. Okay, we are not done with this, and I know it doesn't look super impressive at the moment, but don't worry, it's going to get a lot cooler. Remember, I'm going to hand sculpt really intricate wings out of oil-based clay, then I'm going to make a mold of those wings and pour them in solid resin. And where they attach, there's going to be LEDs shining up into them, so it should look really cool when it's done. If you would like to see what this is going to look like finished, be sure to like that smash button and subscribe. That way, you know, you can see it. And if you'd like a little more Dukey in your life, go ahead and give me a follow at thetwitters.com. It's at Bobby Duke Arts. I post there pretty much every single day. Also, Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for 4 million subscribers. And remember, until next time. Buddy, what's wrong, buddy? Oh, I didn't give you your high five yet. Yeah!